Hey,
What's
what's
good,
going on out
everybody?
there? No, no. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just saying, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing? The 95 North crew is back at you again on this Sunday. It is afternoon now. It is
Yep.
Sunday.
1
Got a
o'clock.
special guest on here as well. You already know. You've seen him before. You see him all the time. We Hawks TV, talking Atlanta Hawks daily. Our brother Demond, man. Shout out to Demond in here, man. Let's talk to the people real quick, man.
What's good, everybody? It's your dog in the building, man. Over here with the homeboy Smitty and Tip. Hey, I talk some Hawks. Hopefully, we
Mhm.
can talk some positive Hawks. I mean, but
We'll see.
don't get me started, man. Don't even get me
We
started.
go, we go see, man. We go see, man. Go ahead, Smitty, man. Holler at the people, man. It's Smitty 10K.
Hey man, I absolutely agree with Demond, man. We gonna try to keep it positive. But sometimes, man, when you hear the type of news that we've been hearing, hey, it's hard, man. And don't get me wrong, it's not hard being a fan. It's just hard watching the move that the organization makes. So
Right.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, man. And I'm Chris Tipmore, representing A1 Forever Sports. And before I even continue, man, shout out to our brother Berto, Mr. 95 North himself, man. Definitely going to be on the channel again. He's handling business as always. And we're always doing behind the scenes work as well. But today, man, we're talking about at this Alex Sarr reports, man. There's been so much going on. And I have a question that I just want to present to everybody. And I really kind of been sitting on this since Father's Day. And as more reports start to come out, I just started connecting the dots a little bit more. And it all evolves around a particular individual named Bill Duffy. Now, Bill Duffy, he's a sports agent. And in 2015, he was Al Horford's agent. Now, we already know how the timeline played out with Al Horford in Atlanta. And now he was the longest tenured Hawk, but he ended up walking and going to Boston. Now, that's one situation that you had going on. This same Bill Duffy is the agent of Luka Doncic. And there was so many reports saying that Luka didn't want to come here, Luka didn't want to come there. Could be a possibility that that same Duffy was in Doncic's ear. And this
Right.
same Bill Duffy is the agent of Alex Sarr, the guy who most of us Hawks fans wanted, one most of us Hawks fans fell in love with, and as far as the possibility of what he could be here in Atlanta. But this same Bill Duffy is his agent as well. And it just makes me wonder if the ghost of the Hawks past is still affecting its present and possibly its future. What you guys think, man?
Go ahead, Demond.
Listen, man. Like I tell people, man. When you're the general manager, you do have to have relationship with agents, right? The bad thing about the Hawks is what we get knocked on the most is the front office. Um,
Right.
Now I will say this with Al, I will give the front office credit because because the current front office wasn't in charge back then, right?
Right.
Okay. Fast forward to Luca. Okay, Travis Link was in charge then. Fast forward
Mm.
now with Sarr, you have Landry Fields. So I'm sitting here looking at the common denominator, man, and I'm thinking it's got to be it's the organization, right? Um,
Right.
and that's why I've always been on Landry because I understand that you do have to have relationships with agents
Hmm.
when you're navigating free agencies, when you're navigating drafts, when you're dealing with contracts. You have to have those type of relationships. I need to know, what does that agent have against the Atlanta Hawks? I mean, the only thing I can see in common is the owner, but like,
Well, it's reports out to saying that this particular agent, he doesn't see Atlanta as a winning franchise, a franchise that is looking to win in particular or build around its pieces. Now some of these things I'm actually adding on to, but the bottom line is not being a winning situation here in Atlanta.
Right. I agree with that. And we talk about winning organizations. A couple years ago, Minnesota went nowhere near on the map. What do? Go out and make the proper moves to build around their superstars. And the problem with the Atlanta Falcons front office is they're scared to take chances. As me and Demond and Chris talked backstage, we talked about that $23 million they have in exception money. And Demond says they're not going to spend it. And I agree with him. But if you want to compete in this league, is nowhere around, and we've talked about it. You got to spend money. Look at Mark Cuban in Dallas. He went out and got Kyrie Irving. Did we think that that was going to work with Luka Doncic? No, but they found a way. So put in the right coach that's going to be on the same page with the GM and respect the GM decision, vice versa, and hey, see what we come up with.
Right. And then you have to also remember too that at the end of the day, Pablo Banchero, he got drafted by the Magic. He didn't work out for the Magic as well. So you got to factor that in. The Hawks can still take Sarr. You know what I'm saying? The hell with what his agent thinks. At the end of the day, if we want that player and feel like he can fit down here, it's not like he's going to sit on the bench and say, I'm not going to play. You know, he still has the opportunity to go first overall. And, you know, I know the first overall is not a guarantee, but you can only do that, just like Demond, we was talking backstage. You can only do that once in your life. So you can still take him.
For that agent to come out and say we don't build, we're not a winning organization. Okay, but neither are the Wizards. So like, let's not act like the Wizards been on a tear, like they was Golden State or something, like they Boston. They are losers. Okay, that franchise don't win, right? They had Bill, they had Wall, they made a couple playoff runs like we did. They wasn't no real threat to a championship. Listen, we all know, and even in football, right? That we know agents try to push their clients to certain teams. They'll claim because of fit. Well, okay, whatever. But we know they'll push these. He's trying to get his guy to go to a certain area. Now, is it due to competition? Right now, if I'm Alex Sarr's father, and obviously I want the best for my son. One thing I'm gonna tell my son is, one thing you can't do as a pro is you can't run from competition, right? I watch a lot of European soccer, right? I'm a Manchester United fan. Okay. And one thing, what I learned over there is what they say this all the time. Go to a team and you fight for your position. Do you want to go to the Wizards because you want to be a main piece? Why you can't be a main piece here? If you that good, that you should think you that good, right? You telling me you scared to come here because of Jalen Johnson? You see going to Washington, I guess you're seeing Kyle Kuzma as an easy position to take, or did Washington tell you they're gonna move on from Kuzma and that spot gonna open? Either way, I'm telling my son, what we don't do, we not finna run. You finna go there, you finna take a position. You don't even have to take Jalen Johnson's position. You just need to make the coach put you on the floor. Like I tell people, why he can't play with Jalen Johnson? Indeed. Why does he have to be the power forward?
Because one thing about it,
do the Hawks view him as a center?
One thing about it, be the change. If you feel that this team is not where you want to be, the organization, be the change that the organization need to put a better product on it. Be the building block. If you can be the building block, hey, ain't no reason to complain, because guess what? That means you out there doing your job. And at the end of the day, that's all we can ask him to be. We know he's a perimeter defender. We know he's a strong rebounder, rim protector. He has to work on his offensive game. What young player hasn't had to do that? Look at Giannis when he got to the U.S. He was, 18, 19 years old, about the same age. He had to develop his own game. He wanted to be the change of the Milwaukee Bucks. And over time, he did that. And look what happened. He ended up with a championship. So if you put in the work and stop all the damn crying, and if I'm you, I'm going to go fight that agent, because guess what? He might make you miss out on something good because of grudges that he's holding.
I'm
So
telling you because it's really it's I was thinking is that people supposed to keep things business, right? And if a previous, business venture didn't work out, okay, Al Horford, it didn't work out. It just didn't. The numbers didn't match up for what the front office wanted to do. We end up re-signing Bays, end up going to get Dwight, what I'm saying, deal done. But to move forward and to possibly be in the ear of these young guys coming in saying, hey, those guys are not going to do the best by you. Hey, I don't think you should go over there to Atlanta. I feel like that's not cool. And as a young guy, you're gonna look up to these agents and their experience and kind of like take it for what it is. And be like, okay, my agent feels like maybe I shouldn't come here because I'm giving Sarr the benefit of the doubt because I haven't heard from him. I'm just hearing about what the agent wants and what the agent thinks. So Bill Duffy for me is the common denominator, is the common problem. And it's supposed to be business, but it's really starting to feel more personal. And that's why I said I've been sitting on this since Father's Day, just really just simmering and thinking about it. And the more reports coming out, Bill Duffy is the one who doesn't like Atlanta. I don't necessarily believe it's the players. It's what his influence. To me, that's where I'm going with it. It's the Bill Duffy influence.
Well, at the end of the day, man, look, I would love to be a fly on the wall and or tap the phones of the Hawks. I would love to hear the Landry Bill Duffy conversation because it had already happened, right? As soon as we got the pick, I'm sure Landry reached out or vice versa. I would love to hear that conversation because I would like to know what is that agent telling the Atlanta Hawks, right? Because like I said, if I'm Landry, the first thing I'm telling Bill Duffy is, listen, my guy, I wasn't here for Luka Doncic. I wasn't here for Al Horford. So you're going to hold that against me? Or better yet, so you're going to hold that against your own player? Because who's to say he go to Washington? He don't go to Washington and it don't pan out. Then what? Then guess what? 4 years later, when that contract come up, he looking at Bill Duffy like,
the agent pocket going to be short. So
exactly.
Both of y'all lose.
So I mean, like, what he needs to do, he needs to come to Atlanta. Now, if I'm Landry, first of all, I don't do threats, right? So as soon as you try to tell me my guy don't want to come here, now I'm focused on you now, right? Even if I wasn't, now I'm focused on you. Oh, he ain't coming here, but watch this, because it ain't nothing that agent could do. Prime example, my guy Halliburton. He didn't want to come to Atlanta because we had a point guard. Makes sense. So did Sacramento with Darren Fox. Guess what Sacramento did? Drafted him anyway. And you know what they did? They flipped him for Sabonis.
Yep.
I think Halliburton was there was with Sac for a year, I think. And then they flipped Sabonis and some other assets. Listen, I would draft him, right? And I'm gonna give it a year. If it doesn't work out, I'll trade him. I'll flip him something else, right?
Yep. That's why I said what I said when you put that on Twitter. I said draft him anyway, and if things don't work out, trade him.
What you can't do is you can't pass up on this guy, and then 5 years down the line, we see this dude an all-star. We see this dude turning into a monster. And what are we gonna do? Be right back on the show like, man, remember 5 years ago when we had the opportunity? But instead, I mean, how many times y'all say that, especially with the Falcons with football? Remember, we had the opportunity to get this pass rusher, but we passed to get the running back, and now the pass rusher going to the Hall of Fame 10 years now. 10 years now, he's going to the Hall of Fame. We could have used that. Same as that thing. And you know what else I was saying, Smitty and Tip? I was saying this. Could now I'm reaching right here, but I when it comes to Hawks, all type of stuff.
We still with you.
What if Travis Slink, who is in Washington, even though he's not the general manager, what if he have an influence over there? Like, listen, I just came from over there. That front office is awful. Your client will not succeed over there. But guess what?
Of course.
If you bring them over here to us, Me and the general manager, we cool. I don't talk to him. You don't talk to him. We can make space, and bro, I wouldn't put that past nobody. And then you know what that'll be to
Right.
me?
I believe that's
It'd be just like
exactly what's happening.
it'd be just like missing out on Giannis when we fired Larry Drew. Then he took his butt over there to Milwaukee and say, "Hey, get this guy." And they picked Giannis right before we did when he was.
Every coach has a plan in place, but
Relationship.
it's only if it'll only work if the GM and the coach is seeing eye to eye, and that's what happened with Coach Bud. He wanted to go in this direction. Travis Schlenk wanted to go in this direction, but when Danny Ferry was here, him and Bud was pretty much on the same page because they both knew how they wanted to build this team.
Facts.
And when you have a vision with the GM and the coach of how to build a team and what you need for that team to be successful, hey, you got to just go with the flow. And I haven't seen that same type of camaraderie since. And while we on the subject right now, Landry Fields, I feel like is building this team and it shades of the New York Knicks all over again of how much chaos they have in their front office. So one thing about it, if they don't have the type of guy in the front office that thinks outside the box, that's catching up with the game and have confidence not only in himself but his coaching staff, it's a barn fire, and that's all it's gonna ever be until you get those two guys locked in. And just like we talk about football all the time, now that we see Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot locked in together, now they're putting the right pieces in place. So until the Hawks do that, it's gonna be the same story over and over again.
Facts. Hey, let's not forget that just everything is about relationships. We know that people talk in this league, man. Just like this right here, us three up here on this platform, we got up here by building relationships. So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And if this player is telling this player, if this front office is telling this player, hey, look, we got a guy that just came from that organization. They're a complete mess. They're going to ruin everything for you. Come on over here to us. We'll give you better development. We'll give you a chance to bring you along. Less pressure, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. I definitely believe that Schlenk and company, they're also talking to Bill Duffy, talking to Alex Sarr, because you can't even talk to Sarr without talking to Duffy. So I definitely believe that it's something like that going on, especially with the Wizards having the number 2 pick. They're right there. So all this is just a cycle. The Bill Duffy experience, obviously, or the Bill Duffy effect, along with Travis Schlenk, who was previously in Atlanta, who didn't want to do moves that this front office did anyway. And now it's just all trickling down. The ghost of Hawks past affecting our present, y'all.
Listen, man.
And we have to suffer as the fan base.
Like I told the homeboys yesterday, man, the NBA did us so dirty. Like, we ain't never had a number 1 pick. So they said, we're going to give it to the Hawks with the worst draft. So, if this was last year, it's a no-brainer. We all up here talking about Wemby. If it was the year before that, we talking about whoever went number 1 before that. We all talking about a Banchero or something. But since the draft is full of, and I hate to say it like this, but full of I'm going to say it like this, unfinished players that kind of, unfinished. You really can't rely on them to lead your team in year 1. That's why the topic is so close. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: they better not take no Donovan Clingan number 1 overall. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you're gonna take Clingan, if you better trade back out of that first spot, bro, because listen, you don't take a player for fit when you picking 1 overall. You take the best player there, the one, because usually the best player is the one who's going to have the most upside. So, bro, you can now with the Richard Say kid, I can accept that. I can accept the Richard Say kid, right? But you cannot do Clingan at 1 because that's like picking Clint Capella first overall.
Oh, come on now.
not but y'all know I say John Concat Jr. But
here we go.
the reason why I think Ricochet would be a better fit if we don't go Alex Sarr and Demond brought this up last time we was on the live. The NBA is switching over to the European type game. So why would you keep? And I'm not saying Americans can't play basketball, but if the game is switching more over to that, why not start building your team like that? We see it with the Spurs. Tim Duncan, centerpiece after David Robinson retires. What do? Start and put a lot of European players around him, and guess what? It worked. Mm-hmm. So if the game is shifting to a certain type of play, start to go out and get those type players. It's just that simple. And this is a great start.
I mean, he's 16, so it ain't like we don't need the length. We definitely need the length. Definitely need the height. But I mean, like I would not have a problem taking Richard say at 1. I would have.
I feel like we should trade back. I feel like we should trade back at this point. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean,
if you're not taking Sarr, for me, if you're not taking Sarr.
If you trade back, they could say you get 2 picks, right? Let's just use the San Antonio rumors, the 4 and the 8, right?
Right.
If you trade back, you get 4, 8. That's 2 more rookies on your roster. We ain't playing.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's just like if you're not gonna get Sarr and you're not taking Clingan at 1, and it's just like at the end of the day, you're still not getting the best player at 1 if it's not Sarr to me. So it's just like at least try to see what kind of deal you could get. But it's like what the old saying said, a half in one hand with a half a dozen in the other, or something like that. I know I just butchered it, but either way it goes, it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's like that's where we at if you're not really taking Sarr though.
What? And you know why it's like that, Tip? I'm gonna tell you why it's like that. It's because we don't have a direction. We don't have a direction. Yeah. Are we a win now team? Are we a team? Let me change it like this, like I said on my show. Are we just trying to compete, or are we trying to win? To me, compete means 42, 45 wins, make the playoff as the 5th seed, and trying to win means
the first round.
We're trying to go for a championship. We're trying to get championship pieces.
Well, the fans are trying to win.
We don't even know what we're doing, bro. They came out and said
the front office.
The front office don't even know what they doing right now. That's not a good sign,
right?
And that's another key point right there. And for y'all that don't know, Alex Sarr has been playing in Atlanta the last 2 years with overtime elite. So he knows the city and he knows what's going on at all times. So from that aspect, maybe he just don't like the way the direction the team is going, which I can understand. But at the same time, like I said, if you want to see change, be the change. Just that simple. And don't lose out on $10 million listening to somebody who's going to go get money from another player because he's their agent. He could care less really about your future. He just worried about getting the biggest paycheck he can get. So follow your own frame of mind. And where the hell is his parents at? They got to put some sense into him as well.
Daddy Smitty don't came out.
I'm just saying though. He's going to make his own decision at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if your mom and dad see where his mind is at, talk to him, see if his mind is on the same track as far as being successful. Because I'm telling you, if they see him trying to move down and they see him lose $10 million, and we all know in sports, not only football and basketball and baseball, your next play can be your last play.
Yeah.
So you just got to think about these things, man. It's just sad, man.
Right. And you got something you can be like him. You can be a first overall pick, help be the change, like we've been saying, like Smitty just been hammering in. And I don't know why you wouldn't, man. Why you run from the grind? You could be a part of greatness. Because the last number 1 overall pick that even went into the Hall of Fame was Yao Ming. And he went into 2002. So that's a long time ago. So it also lets you know that some first round overalls don't always pan out. So it's a flip of a coin.
Look at Anthony Bennett in Cleveland. That was probably the worst number 1 pick ever.
Anthony Bennett.
Who that?
He was number one overall.
My point. Yeah.
Him and Kwame Brown, like the top number one overall picks people refer to when they talk about busting. He's like the he's the basketball version of Jamarcus Russell.
No, I know who Bennett is, but that's just how much of a that was that pick, boy. Now that's one I can say. Thank God it just wasn't us,
Man,
listen, that was a video game type pick.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
You got just press your swing your finger around like this.
Ass too.
Right.
I know the Hawks, but I know, bro. That's how we move, man. Like,
y'all
don't, bro. The conference final run was the last time stuff just happened to go our way. Usually stuff don't go our way, bro. Like,
right.
Think about the Cam Reddish draft, bro. We had 2 picks to get inside.
They could have used both of those to go up and get Zion if they wanted to.
I mean, we don't make. I'm gonna tell you right now about the Hawks. In my opinion, the Atlanta Hawks front office, they don't make championship moves. Okay, and I think Smitty said it earlier when he was backstage. I always reference Dallas because Trey and Luka always gonna be linked.
Yep.
Mark Cuban has already put multiple all-star players beside Luka Doncic in Porzingis. As soon as he came available, they went and got him. People say, "Oh, they ain't gonna work." Okay, it didn't work. But as a fan, you can sit there and say, "You know what? At least the front office, they tried. They put a legit guy beside him, right? They go get Kyrie, right? Champion, probably the best. He the best player. He the best player I ever seen play under the rim, straight up and down. Ain't his handle, the little layup packages he got came available. They didn't say, you know what? We don't want to get Kyrie because he's going to bring a lot of drama. You know what Mark Cuban said? He can help us win. And you know that's a fact that fans, when you win it, fans don't care what you're saying if you win it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If and I hate to use him as an example, but if AJ was a bona fide baller for us, no one would care what he said about Beyonce concert. No one would care because he winning. But we don't make those moves. And did you hear when Landry Fields said that? He said he don't care how good the player is if they don't fit the Hawks DNA crap. And the first thing popped in my head was, remember when they used to put out the Falcon filter?
Yeah.
Remember that? That's the first thing popped in my head. I'm like, so you telling me if this dude is a bona fide baller, you ain't gonna get him because he was on the internet listening to NBA Youngboy? Is that what you trying to tell me? Like, man, you better get up out of here with that nonsense, man. And you know what? And I know I'm rambling. My bad, guys. I know I'm running my mouth.
That's all right. Just keep going, bro.
You know what else? As a fan base, right now, I got to take myself out of this part because I can't help myself. I have to watch the Hawks. I can't help it, right? But we need to start demanding championship excellence from the organization. The Lakers and Celtics, one thing I've noticed about them, they don't care who on their team. They expect to win. Mm-hmm. When Kobe was running around there, when he just had Smush Parker, them Laker fans wasn't saying, man, he only got Smush Parker. No, the Laker fan was like, y'all need to get us some players. We need to win. We don't do this. But in Atlanta,
and what better way to do that?
Yeah.
Go out, get a GM that can put a blueprint in place.
Yeah, but in Atlanta, we over here, man. Sometimes I can't believe I'm over here arguing about non-all-star talent. I'm going back and forth about a DeAndre Hunter. I'm going back and forth about what's the dude we had? Trent Forrest. I'm going back and forth, and I'm thinking to myself, these dudes not even all-star caliber players. Why are we debating this? We need to tell Tony Wrestler and them. Oh yeah, and I'm tired of Steve Koonin going on 99 game with the same mumbo jumbo.
Nice guy.
He the TV guy. He not even a basketball guy. Who does that? That's like the Falcons sending I don't know, Dave Archer to talk about the front office. Yeah, this is the moves we making. And you know what? This is what they told me. Man, stop it. Where's my general manager? Why he not on the show? What? At least with Travis Link, even though they can't really tell you nothing, at least you said you say this stuff. You did. You know what? We got access to the general manager because I know he gonna be on 92.9 a game every Thursday.
Yep, Travis used to come on.
But now they send us the guy in charge of TV, the guy in charge of, I don't know what else he in charge of. I don't know, free Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I don't know, but he not the one who make the basketball move. That's who we want to hear from. You know what I'm saying? But bro, you know, this draft, man, this is so ridiculous to me, man. And I get so angry when I hear a player don't want to come play for the Atlanta Hawks. I get offended by that. And I told my boy Matt, I said, listen, and I'm telling Tickling and listen, if we don't take Sarr and it come and I find out that he said he didn't want to be that he said it, bro, every chance I get, I'm gonna try to blast him. I will go to a game. I will go to a Wizards game just so I can talk trash to him. And I'm gonna make sure I got a seat right behind that.
Just to get in his ear.
Yeah, man. Cause you know what? And you know what? Us Atlanta Hawk fan, we need to we gotta stop accepting that BS, man. You don't want to come play here? Fans should boo him every time he walk. You saw them Celtics fan boo Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, that's how we need to be with him if it's gonna be like that.
That's what we need to be doing. You want to go play for a team worse than us?
Yeah. So you can bring on your development slowly. You don't have the pressure of trying to win now.
Man, I will boo the bro.
It'll be stupid. It just makes no sense.
I'm telling you, bro. I had to give y'all some bail money to come get me.
My future. Not doing that.
Y'all had to come get me, dog. But like, hey man, I got here's my little ATM card. So when I'm down there in jail, somebody can come bail me out.
Come on, don't go to jail, bro.
Yeah, I'm gone, bro. I would get kicked out. I would get kicked out of State Farm, dog. Like, because I'm tired of the BS, man. I'm tired of a substandard product on the court, and they want us to support that. They want us to support. You just won 36 games. You won 41 games. You hired a $8 million. You paying Quinn $8 million. And we win 36 games. Now, granted, you could say some injury, but come on, my guy. 36?
Yeah, but I don't care how many injuries you have. The coach still supposed to be able to pick the team up and keep the team moving in the right direction. But we got a super chat from Mr. Mario Baker. He said, take Sarr anyway in the draft as leverage and use him to get the players and picks.
Simple as that, man.
Just that simple.
Yeah.
That's the best advice.
Yeah, man. Like, boy, let us not tell. I'm a boo. Boo. They would be glad I don't live in Atlanta, bro. Cause I'll be out like I'm one of those fans, bro. Like I will be out there in front, right by Dominique statue, holding signs up, spend money, F Sarr. I'll have all type of stuff depending on what mood I'm in that day, man. Because it's unacceptable. Unacceptable that this guy last year refused to spend the mid-level. You had $8 million. You could have added. He chose to add Trent Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and I know I'm rambling, my bad, but it's ridiculous.
Might not have been serious because they could have had Krejci. They just wasn't serious. It just wasn't a serious move at all.
That's so crazy. That's what I said. I said we're an unserious franchise, bro. We unserious. And yeah, I heard him say. And then Landry want to come out there with his chest out. I'm gonna be making a pick. Okay, let this pick be jacked up. Let this pick be jacked up. I'm gonna be
and to be honest, we know that ain't true. At the end of the day, wrestler gonna make the pick. He the one signing the checks. Come on, man. Come on.
I'm talking about straight. We don't trust you. Straight. We don't trust you album on that one. Like, bruh, come on now. Who you think you fooling? So it's not Tony? No. Me, sir.
I'm gonna be making
and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. people be knocking these international players, but they start playing with pro players when they 14, 15 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Sarr been
Because
approached since he was 14.
Even before Luka got drafted, he had been playing on the Olympic team and in the pro league for 6 years. So that means he started at 14 years old and played all the way up to 20, and he was still going overseas in the off season playing. So yeah, so man, yeah, it's just some things. It's just simple. Like I said, with the way the game is shifting to a European type style, with the way they playing, why not just get with the program, as we used to say back in the day? Get with it.
Get ahead of the curve.
Or get left.
I mean,
or at least look, or at least look at the teams that's winning and say, okay, what are those guys doing? Right now, we know, granted, you're not going to be able to get the same type of players, but okay, you look at Oklahoma City, right? Who was just, I think they got knocked out in the conference finals, right? Against, they went out conference finals, didn't they? Or they lost.
Yeah,
Wait,
they lost. It was the semi.
They lost in the semifinals because they lost to Dallas, right?
Yep.
And you look at a team like them, very, very young team, right? And you don't see them run around with a big old 7'3", 290 center. They got Chet not even. I put money that Chet Holmgren, they starting center, is not even 220 pounds. And I'm saying, look at how these teams.
No, because he was like 205 when he got drafted at 7
feet tall. I think this year he was like 215. I think he had put on like a little weight.
Yeah. Like look at the Celtics. Who was their big man? When Porzingis was playing, he was patrolling the paint for him. Man, Porzingis 7'2", and he about 200 pounds himself. So man, I know people's. This is what I don't want to happen. I don't want us to go get Clingan because all it does, it don't move the needle. We just gonna be playing the same basketball that we played with Clint Capella. This is what I asked Clingan supporters, right? What does he do better than Clint Capella?
What does he do better than Clint Capella? The only thing I can really just give you is like age. Maybe height, so maybe he'll be able to probably like defend the rim a little bit better. Hopefully he won't be missing bunnies like Clint Capella, but on video, I have seen him miss some. I feel like he needs to get a little bit more strength as well. Like he has some upside, but it's definitely areas where he needs to improve. And one thing that he's definitely going to have to improve on is the perimeter defense, defending in space, being able to move his feet. It's going to be guys that's going to be in the NBA. You're going up a different level. So it's guys that can put you in the blender who are damn near your size.
His conditioning, like
definitely that. I mean, in the beginning of the year, he had a foot injury, right?
Exactly.
And I'm saying he's a big man with a foot injury. What took out Yao Ming?
Foot. But and we're supposed to be playing fast. Is he gonna be able to keep up? He's not the most conditioned athlete out there. His condition, his conditioning needs work. But once again, to me, conditioning is a player's thing. Why right there when I see you unconditioned, I'm thinking to myself, do you take your profession seriously? Why are you showing up and you ain't conditioned? You know, they only played, he only averaged 22 minutes a game at UConn. That's it. So it's a
you want him to be your starting center in the NBA.
And then what you gonna do with
double O? God forbid we have to start any of these guys like day one, but
and then what you gonna do with double O? You don't promise double O that he's supposed to be in the starting center. Now you're gonna walk the double O.
He's gonna be the center or trade it.
You're gonna walk the double O and tell him, hey man, could you please be a backup to this rookie we just drafted, even though we told you was gonna be our starting center after Clint, man. Come.
One of the fans in the chat want to know the top free agents. And Paul George is number one on this list. And this list is by Hoop Rumors. So Paul George is one. Tyrese Maxey, who's a restricted free agent. Siakam, he's going back to Indiana. LeBron likely going back to the Lakers.
I like
OG Oganobi. He would be a nice pick. And if you talking about you don't want to play Brandon Ingram, $52 million, OG is probably the next best substitution for that because he's still young. He's a pretty decent wing player, pretty decent 3-and-D guy,
3-and-D.
and
You
which I honestly see the same thing in AJ Griffin, who we already have. But if you want a veteran, OG is next. DeRozan, who's getting up in age, he's 34 years old. 28, he's probably going to demand 30 plus million still. Emmanuel Quickly, who was a former top 10 pick. We talk about big man. Nick Claxton could be a nice fit. So I mean,
hold it right there on the Nick Claxton. Can we go back to Nick Claxton?
Right now, okay.
The only thing about if you were to see the Hawks go after Nick Claxton, then that definitely means that they must have took Ricochet. I don't see them. I mean, I just don't see them trading away Capella, signing Claxton, getting Clingan. You know what I'm saying? Like still having double O. You feel me? So I'm just like, if Nick Claxton is there, that must mean they must have went Ricochet.
Who went Ricochet? The Hawks?
The Hawks.
But I can deal with that though, and the reason why.
Well, yeah.
Claxton, he's still young. So if you get a young guy as a big man, and he's been developing the last 2 to 3 years, his defense is probably top 5 in the league as a big man. So that means you're headed in the right direction. And his offensive game to me is better than what Clint Capella giving you right now. Clint Capella, if he not catching large passes or doing putbacks, he's no good to your offense. The Hawks need to find
or put back his own misses. But I said I went on Twitter and I said, go get OG Anunoby. People laugh at me. Well, he always hurt. I'm like, oh my God. I said, listen.
It's crazy. I do remember that, Damon. I do remember when you put that out there, man.
You got Hunter. If you don't want Hunter, why you man? Listen, okay. I need OG Anunoby. If he can give me 65 games, regular season, and available for the playoffs, I take him. Look at the Knicks plus and minus when that dude was on the court. He single-handedly helped change that defense, and Hall fans don't want him, man. Like it's always something when it comes to Hall. I brought up Paul George too. He too. Oh, I'm like, well, bro, who we gonna get? These your fans.
If you get a Paul George at a NFL, if you get a Paul George at the same price you getting a Brandon Ingram, I'm taking that chance all day long. I don't care how old he is, how long he been in the league. He can put up 30 points in a given night. He gonna give you perimeter shooting. He'll give you defense. So I'm taking that all day.
Yeah, they both two-way players, man. And the Hawks fans always say we need two-way players. They two-way players. And like I try to tell them, I said, look, bro, look at the Celtics. They just extended Drew Holiday, and Drew Holiday like 30-something years old. They just extended him for
he's a winner.
30.
And he was the missing pieces to what they needed.
Winner, bro.
He was the missing piece.
Holiday is a winner.
Young teams, what do we know? Young teams don't win championship. You have to have the veterans, the proven NBA level talent players. OG Anunoby, Paul George, instantly make your defense better. Both can score the basketball. They don't have to be spoon-fed. They don't need Trae Young to give them the ball. Hell, Paul George could be another playmaker out there in the small forward position. You could go out there with Paul George. It would probably have to be a sign and trade, but you could go out there with Trae. I'll say Kobe just in case they move Murray. You can go out there with Trae, Kobe, PG, Jalen Johnson, and whatever, and they could draft a big, right? They could draft a big, and they don't got to draft. It don't have to be Clingan. They can go. They can sit back and take a.
What about where? Yeah, I was like, see, we on this. Okay, we there.
They can take where, right? And you still got Clint, and then you can have Clint play and mentor the young guy where till you can get off Clint, right? But fans don't want that. They don't want that because I think some of our fan base has been brainwashed into thinking for some reason when you hit 30 years old, you're no good in basketball. When that's who you see, unless you draft said players, but that's who you see winning. Porzingis ain't a young cat. Al Horford ain't a young cat.
Porzingis like what, 29, 30 now?
And I'm just like, bro, come on, man. Like you could take, you could take Richardson, but Richardson won't help us win now, right? Now, if you taking him and you like, hey, holla at me in 2 years, 3 years, okay, cool. What are the Hawks going to do to help us win now? If you ain't gonna go after a Paul George, if you ain't gonna go after OG Anunoby, why do we always have to settle for? And I hate to say it like this, but second tier players. Oh, we want to get Bi. His own team don't want him.
Yep. His own team don't want him.
He got benched in the playoffs. Lou Dort shut him down. And he not even a good defender. He give you the same stats that you get from Murray. Except Murray ain't even gonna cost you $30 million a year until year 3. But you want to pay this dude $50 million over 4 years?
Can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't. That's why I haven't been on that the whole time I've been hearing about them trying to trade for BI or trying to put BI to the Hawks. I'm just been like, why? Did anybody else watch the playoffs? Because I just didn't like what I seen, and I don't want to have that on my team. Just like I don't know, bro. We have to make some kind of move. We do know that, but it's just we have to have a bottom line and a baseline somewhere about where we're going to start from. Like,
absolutely,
and I'm more
man.
interested in seeing what we do after the draft.
We talk about Paul George, but 10 years ago, the Clippers were irrelevant outside of Blake Griffin. Just think about that. They build around Blake Griffin, go get DeAndre Jordan, who nobody knew nothing about. Then you go out and get Chris Paul. It's just all about building, man. And like I said, if you don't build a winning organization and spend the proper money, I mean, hey, guess what? We're going to still be having this same conversation. And I see people in the chat talking about Clingan. I don't have nothing against him. I just think he's not the right fit for the Hawks. He just reminds me so much of John Concac. It's just uncanny. And yes, DeMond, he's a little bit older than me, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. They reached on him back in the day at number 4, I think it was. They had a chance to get an impact player back then. Yep. So if they make that same type move in this draft, guess what? Same thing gonna happen. So come on, man. It's just time. Just time.
I mean, if you're gonna take
those ghosts, man, just don't leave you alone. Decisions, players, agents.
If you're gonna take, like I said, if they're gonna take Clingan, man, listen. And I tell people this all the time. I'm emotionally invested in a Hawk, so sometimes my takes, it just depends on how I'm feeling when I see certain things, and then I'll just post it, right? But Clingan, if we draft him, I don't want Clingan. But if we draft him, obviously I'm gonna support the guy. Do I think he's a pick at 1 overall? Hell no. You take the Richardson kid if you're not gonna get the Sarr kid. You take Richardson. You don't if you just have to have Clingan Quinn Snyder because all that Rudy Gobert,
Hawks DNA.
Bro, all I'm saying is this, bro. When you get Clingan, we're playing that drop. We're gonna play drop defense. Right. So we played it last year with Clint. Guess what? We allow teams to shoot 50% from the field against us. How you gonna win like that? Because if you playing drop, all they gonna do, and you saw just like when Dallas played OKC in the playoffs, they played drop with Lively, and they just let SGA mid range. That's how SGA got all those points. So. You got to have a mobile big, man, so you can play out there on that perimeter because teams going to make it happen, you know?
Yeah, man, say Sarr point right here by D, too. D. Lawton saying, yes, Sarr not helping you win now either. He's just the best prospect, though, to my eyes, out of those 3 guys.
I guarantee you that post defense will help us right away. I guarantee you that.
Oh, 100%.
Name me, what's his name? D. Lawton. Name me a player in any draft in the NBA that went 1 overall and they won a championship the next year. No, exactly. We don't expect him to help us win right now. He's going to be a piece. I told Smith in this backstage. The free agency is going to show us if we're going to win right now. Okay. Now, hold up. Let me say something real quick. Duncan was already with David Robinson. They wasn't even supposed to have the number 1 pick. They only got it because David Robinson got hurt. Frank Magic played for the Lakers. The Lakers was already champions with Kareem. What are we talking about here? Y'all naming teams that was already winning championships. Come on now. And Magic I can't remember one, but Lakers was already good. Oh, Frank said he just trolled. Okay. But I'm just saying, man, like Sarr is a guy where you're like, you know what? 2 years, 3 years from now, look at Giannis. When they drafted Giannis
was a skinny kid.
Look at Giannis' first 2 years, first 3 years. Now look at him.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for the draft to help me win. Now, can he help us? Yes. But when now, I'm
he a nice building piece, man. That's what y'all got to understand.
You get him out there.
That's what we need, though. We need to build. We need to build a team, though. We need to build a team. I hate to use them, and but I'm gonna have to because it's the truth. Look at Boston, man. They built a team. They stuck with the plan, and at the end of the day, they won a championship. That's something that we still trying to get to. We still chasing 2021.
Look at the money they spent.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. You know, they payroll
Brown, highest paid player in the league.
I just keep coming back to that Drew Holiday thing. The Drew Holiday thing was just the icing on the cake. I feel like if they would have got Porzingis without Holiday, it still might have not actually worked. But that Holiday was that glue. And I remember
he's that veteran you need on the floor.
Him years ago. I wanted to try to
do crazy.
He's a
they
true
about
leader.
To have 2 players on $300 million contracts.
Yeah,
Jaylen Brown already got his. Tatum about to get his.
Get paid.
They just gave $100 million to Drew Holiday, who's over 30, by the way. Mm-hmm. They got KP, and then you look at us, my brothers. $22 million to Hunter. Like, I don't even know what Hunter job is. 22 to Clint Capella. He's not even a top 10 big.
Top 20 either. I'm just keeping it real.
The rebounding may get him to at least 19.
If y'all watch what he did in Houston, what was he best at? Coming off the bench as a 6-man, catching alley hoops, running transition. So, I mean, he can do that in Atlanta, but he's $22 million. You're not finna have no $22 million guy sitting on the bench outside DeAndre Hunter. But yeah,
you got $17 million in a Conwu who I don't even know. Are we gonna play what we doing with the guy? I don't know what is we doing with him. Is he gonna be your starting center? Well, guess what? If you get Clingan, he ain't gonna be starting center. Like, man, this is so crazy. How
if we get Clingan, he gone. If we get Clingan,
I wouldn't even
think Clingan can do is guard.
I think Capella and Double O gone.
I don't blame him. If I'm Double O and you draft Clingan, I'm asking for a trade. I wouldn't even be mad at him because I'm like, bro, I was a backup for 4 years.
And y'all promised me,
y'all made promises, man, because you want to get Clingan. What I'm supposed to do? So I wouldn't blame him. I would request a trade too, But I mean, bruh, I'm just waiting for free agency, man. The draft. Listen, I don't know what these dudes gonna do. I'm hoping they take Ricochet. That's what I'm hoping because I'm already done with Sarr. Obviously, me personally,
I could deal with Ricochet though because he's one of those versatile guys that we talk about. He can probably play 3 or 4, even the 2.
I'm with you now. Yeah. I don't expect nothing major from. I don't expect him to be rookie of the year or nothing.
At this point, I just want to see if we can hold our number 1 pick for like next year or something. It's any kind of no way to work that out. All right. Man can dream. What it said, he got high hopes.
Yeah, we ain't the man.
This
I can't
boy.
believe like
Next
people
year
don't want
it's
Paul
gonna be a
George.
first round guy.
They don't want Paul George. They don't want OG Anunoby. I just be like, well, who do
I'll
y'all
take OG.
want? That's
They
gonna
want
make
rookies just like the football fans. They just want
Bro,
all
if
rookies.
we come out of this
But
draft
y'all-
with 3 rookies or 2 rookies in the starting lineup, but we have failed.
we set
We
back
don't
5
play
more
that-
years.
we don't play the young dudes we got now. They're gonna be at college. They're gonna be
Indeed.
at College Park. Go and get your ticket for College Park, guys. Get season ticket to College Park, 'cause that's where all our young players finna be at.
Cause trust me, Buffkin can play. We've saw it.
I
Buffkin
think
can
Buffalo
play.
can play both
And
ways.
just like Demond said earlier, I think it was yesterday, we got the same type Alex Sarr talent already in Mo Geiger.
Mo guys.
It's
Yeah.
already here. But do they play him? No. So
And
Yeah,
what
Mo
derailed
Geiger
his
forgot.
season was injury last year. He was injured like
Right.
He had a fractured back. Whatever
yeah,
that
Right.
that's something that just
Vertebrae.
don't heal like that.
right.
saying it like that make it sound like he was jacked up. But
Right.
you know, I'm
I'm gonna give
high.
y'all a perfect
Jack
example right
out,
quick
Yeah,
of
'cause
one
I'm high.
player
I'm
that
high on OG.
how
Yeah, I
you
like Moji too. He can do a lot.
look at Malik Monk who finna get paid, and I just had to bring this up. 26
Okay.
years old. Y'all know his career started off in Charlotte.
Kentucky.
And yeah. And look at what he's done the last 3 years. Last year, career high, 15 points, 5 assists in just 26 minutes. So he's doing his role player exceptionally well. Now he's in line for almost nearly $20 million a year. This is the type player that the Hawks need. A guy that can come off, create his own shot, put up points when they need him to. And guess what? It helps the second unit and it helps the team. And you look at Miles Bridges, Klay Thompson, he probably not leaving. Tyus Jones, Tobias Harris don't want that contract. Patrick Williams needs somewhere new, a new change of scenery. Gary Trent would be another guy that's good on the wing. So I mean, it's players out there that the Hawks can actually go out and they can make a change, man. But it's just up to the
Front office.
Buddy Hield is another one. It's up to the front office, man. So like I said, man, it's too much talent out there for us to be in the same situation year in and year out.
Well, we got to get off some of these players we got. That's one, and it's like
Right.
Hawk fan. It seems like Hawk fan. The only person they want to trade is Murray, and I'd be like, you want to trade one of the best
Your
players?
best two-way players.
Yeah,
Yeah, your best two-way player.
but nothing. But you don't want to trade DeAndre
I
Hunter. You
don't
wanna trade
tell
a-
people, man. Murray just not a sexy name to people. He's just not a sexy name to people for real. That's why, like, you see other fan bases saying, "Oh, we don't want Murray." And what you mean? Like, this man, he's a better player than he was when he left San Antonio. Now he gives you 100 steals a year. I'm just saying, like, a part of the game is taking the ball away, getting extra possessions. It's crazy,
So,
man.
Hey, Mr. James, Milwaukee didn't steal
it. We
Giannis.
gave it away. Milwaukee
gave it
didn't
away.
steal him. We gave it away.
And think about this too. Had we kept Bud and kept building this team the way he wanted us to build this team, Giannis could have been in Atlanta the years that he was winning those games in Milwaukee, even that championship. Because he said it himself. If Coach Bud hadn't became the coach of Milwaukee, he probably was going to play somewhere else. He said it himself. So guess what? He had that type of relationship with that coach, and that's why we've been telling y'all relationships matter in sports. No way around it. From the coach to the general manager, relationships matter.
Yeah.
And of course, like how we began, even all the way down to the agents, talking to you, Bill Duffy.
Yeah,
Crazy,
Right.
dog.
because bro, I don't have no faith. I have zero faith in Landry Fields, man. I'm telling you,
I don't need. I said anything that you can, any number you can think of before 0. That's how much faith I have. So -1, -2, whatever you want to go with. That's my faith. Just because as a fan of what I've seen, not just last year, not the previous year before then. We talking about years back, just the aura of the franchise. Like, what the heck is going on?
And you know what's so crazy?
Mistake after mistake.
My boy Cuervo said Richard Sarr is the pick. They didn't cross the world to watch him and then bring him in for workouts after. What caught off that comment that now makes me wonder, I bet that Bill Duffy cat reached out to us soon as we won that first round pick. He must have reached out early because the Hawks, we was projected to pick 10th. So Richard say Sarr and those guys wasn't on our radar. So as soon as we got that pick, that agent must have reached out quick as hell. Cause then they fly, they fly over there.
Yeah, because they sure went over there fast as hell.
They did. They did extremely fast.
Within 2 to 3 days. Yeah, they was over there.
The agent must have told
I'm talking about in trio. They all looking over there. They all over there looking. So it's a possibility. That's a good pull, Damon, because he might have called them early, like, "Hey, don't you even think about it."
Yeah, and then you add the little rumors that say we couldn't bring him in for a workout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, damn man, damn shame what they did to the boy Sarr.
That's what I'm saying. 5 years from now, connect, fellas. All the dots are starting to connect.
5 years from now, damn shame what Washington did to Sarr.
Yeah, that's a career killer, man. And his agents got to know better. You want to put your client in a position to win, try to get him to want to be the best player on the team, to try to be the guy that brings the team up. Don't hold grudges against teams and then you hurt your client. Then down the road, your ass losing money too. So just think about it, man. But
this is big because let's not forget, family. Real quick before we slide, this is Landry Fields' first time in the top 10 for a draft pick where it's like solely his responsibility to do so. I'm sorry, Damon. I ain't mean to drop that on you and drop your faith even more, but it's just the truth. We got to see what happens.
I would love to come up here and say, Landry, I'm sorry. Yeah. But guess what? It ain't finna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's gonna probably be Landry, you didn't do nothing. Or Landry, what are you doing? But I don't think, even when they move Murray, I think we're gonna get fleeced in that deal. I feel it. I feel we about to get.
That would be crazy knowing what we had to give up to get him. 3 first-round picks, and you probably won't even get but one in return, and probably a role player which you ain't solid. Just think about that.
We be putting ourselves into. We just do ourselves. Like nobody got to do us dirty. We just do ourselves dirty.
Do it.
We put ourselves in these bad positions.
What it say about a person? You should let them hang themselves.
And that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do. Like it's crazy, man. But man, listen, like I said last year, really, I'm really relying for next year to be a Jalen Johnson step up. Mm-hmm. He got to play Moji. We got to get some out of Moji. Hunter, I think. I mean, what's this year 6 for Hunter? I mean, he is who he is. I mean,
yeah, I think this year 6 for Hunter.
I don't think he
coming into it
give you anything else. I don't really see no more upside to Hunter. He lost his athleticism.
But he doesn't work on anything. Remember that. I'm never gonna let DeAndre live that one down. I'm sorry. Every time I'm never gonna let that one go.
But
he said what?
Absolutely right.
Somebody made a meme out of that too. He had one horrible game, and somebody took the end of the game, his numbers, and then played what he said. Like, I didn't work on nothing. They was like, "Yeah, you're right, you didn't." But see, like my boy Quavo said, Bay torn ACL. You're not getting nothing for you are, but then you can't. If you let him leave for nothing, you already lost 5 second round picks. You lost 5 second round picks. Even though he got a blown ACL, I mean, are you going to re-sign him? I don't know if y'all can bring up the Hawks roster. We don't really have that many rosters.
Give me a second. I can bring it up.
So I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Are they gonna do a sign and trade? But who wants the guy coming off of ACL? He gonna have to sign for the low. Thank God he didn't sign that extension we offered him, or would have been stuck with him too. No, I know that sounds harsh because he injured. I know that's harsh, but I'm just looking at it from the business standpoint, right? I mean, Clint Capella. Who gonna eat that $22 million? Who gonna eat it? They're not gonna eat it for free. You're gonna have to give up a pick or something for somebody. I'm not eating $22 million to be because you my friend. I need a pick with that to eat that cap money. That's why I was like, it's almost easier just to keep Clint Capella, and then you try to move him at the deadline if the season ain't going right. But I mean, we don't even have a pick to attach unless we get something off a trade.
Okay, this is the Hawks depth chart right now.
So like if you look, let's see, 1, 2. I'm counting all the dudes with guaranteed contract. Trey, Murray, Bogey, Jalen, Clint, Buffkin. Vic don't have one yet. Garrison is a team option, I think. Hunter, Akonwu, Muhammad Gay, AJ Griffin. So you almost don't even have that many roster spots available. So you definitely gonna have to make some trades to get some roster spots if you're gonna try to acquire any talent. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see, 6, 7, 8. Who am I missing? 9.
About 10 spots.
Yeah, so 10 spots. So that leaves you 5. So then you got Bay. Who are other people we got? I can't remember off the top of my head. But then what you gonna do with the 3 two-way contracts we got? What are we gonna do with those? What are we gonna do with AJ? What are we doing with AJ?
What are you doing with AJ Griffin? Yeah.
What is he?
Small AJ forward? Is a small forward, but I think
he a combo guy. He a combo guy. To me,
be part of a combo or a combo deal to get traded. Doing that Hawks number. Let me get a Hawks number 1 special, or AJ and somebody else gonna get about here, so we get somebody else.
I'm just saying, if you're not gonna use AJ, free AJ. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the dude was just 2 years ago. The dude was just in the Rising Stars game.
Right. The only person from Atlanta that went to the doggone thing to represent us for real.
And now he had so many DNP last year. I was just like, why is he even here? Like
do Russ still play basketball?
I just don't think he fit what Coach Snyder like to do. I mean, he does, but they don't know how to use him properly. Because he has a perimeter shot. He has perimeter defense. That's what you asked for in this Snyder system. But
I don't know, man. I'm just hoping and praying, man. I'm gonna be in the garage tonight talking to the basketball gods, man, saging the basketball or something. Man. That we don't get, because we've been like, how you in the Eastern Conference Finals and you going backwards? We going the wrong way. We getting worse.
But don't that sound familiar though? After we lost Mutombo, after we lost Blaylock, after we lost Steve Smith back in the day, what did we do?
Go out and draft times, boy. After Lenny Wilkins,
Jason Terry, Dion Glover. Did now one of them do nothing?
Goodness.
So
some of the people,
man, come on, man. I don't even want to go back down that list of just thinking about AC Law. Oh,
some of the people I forget some of the people was Atlanta Hawk, man. I'll be forgetting sometimes. Shoot, we had a nice little dad night. We had J.R. Ryder. What's my guy name we had who had the dollar sign on his neck? Oh, Deshaun Stevenson.
Yeah, we had Glenn Robinson back in the day.
We didn't have some characters. But
we had Glenn Robinson back in the day for 1 year.
People forget we had T-Mac.
We never had winners.
Man, come on. That was
T-Mac at the end of his career.
Yep. And Vince Carter. I hate Vince Carter, man. Right. I can't stand Vince Carter. Because I know he only came here so he could be on NBA TV. Remember I told y'all that? Did I tell y'all that?
Yeah. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Came down. Holmes on the active roster, but
he on the active roster and calling the game.
Yeah, he had his plan in place when he came to Atlanta.
That's why I be laughing. That's why that T, the thing T say about Vince Carter. That's why it's super funny when he was like, Vince Carter don't want to come out the game. That's why I be laughing. I'm like, because he won't even here to play ball for real. He here to get up, do with NBA TV, and look where he at now. NBA TV.
NBA TV. Yeah.
Did nothing for the Hawk. Nothing.
the
I mean, we
man
had a
had a
little
plan.
celebration when he hit the 3 before they shut down for COVID, so he get the little record.
Yeah.
Come on, what are we doing here, man? Like
circus. They use us as a circus.
Yeah, we're a show, man.
All they
We're a
want to
show,
use
man.
users and abusers. That's all they want to do. That's all they want to do, bro.
I can't do nothing but hang my head.
That's a name I like in free agency. If we get Sarr, Valanciunas would be the perfect physical big man to teach him the physical part of the game. So I agree with that.
Man, at this point, I'll take anybody.
And draft Sarr anyway and make everybody mad. Shoot, forget it.
I wasn't a fan of Snyder either. I agree with that.
I don't think Landry built like that though. You got to be built.
He not.
But if it was me, I'd draft him anyway and then be like, now what y'all trying to do? Who call him my phone? Who pick it through my window? Pow.
Get him some tickets to Dancing with the Stars. That's what Landry excel at.
Yeah, pretty much. Going to the opera.
The Masked Singer. He was on one of them stupid shows. I'm like, are we serious right now? Like,
I think it was the Masked Singer he was on.
Yeah, give some tickets to the Masked Singer, Landry. Shoot. But I don't think Landry built like that. Like, you got to be built a certain type of way to say, you know what? I'm taking this dude anyway, agent. What you gonna do about it? I don't think Landry like that.
I mean, no matter if he want to be here or not, take him.
Yeah, I think Landry.
What can he do?
What is it? I don't think he leverage. I don't think he like confrontation. He don't strike me as a guy who likes confrontation.
Yeah, but you gotta stand your ground, though. I mean,
I'm just saying sometimes you gotta stand your ground and just show that, hey man, I'm a man too. At the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm a man too. Yeah, I'm gonna take bro because I feel like he helps our organization. If y'all want to trade for him, okay, well, I'm gonna need this, that, and the third, and you can have him. If not, out my face.
Yeah,
I mean,
do
that clear and dry for me. I mean, type shit. I mean, what?
Yeah, pretty much.
My homeboy Ross says sorry in Hawks DNA.
Hey, I mean, shoot, to Landry, maybe not. I don't know, but I mean, to the Hawks, like I said, the front office, they may want to compete. I know the fans, we want to win. That's at the end of the day. You know, so no matter who I like, yes, I like Trae Young, but at the end of the day, I want to win. So whatever happens with that, it is what it is. I just want to win. And I know that's something that Trae wants to do too. So we'll see what happens, man. I don't see Trae getting traded because Quinn and Trae, they're like this. They like each other. It wouldn't make no sense to trade away Trae.
He's our only superstar player. That would be ridiculous to do that.
Yeah, I'm not.
And did y'all see that trade on Twitter? I don't know what folks be having going on.
Which one?
Yeah, they just ain't got nothing better to do.
Something like that, but we trading away Trae, Capella, and our first.
Ain't got nothing better to do.
I said, boy, y'all better get off the internet.
If you look, every time somebody put the Hawks in the trade, it's always well, the Hawks can start over. I'm like, where did y'all get that from? We're not starting over. We're not rebuild. But they all say that. They will say, yeah, the Hawks trade Trae Young, and they can get all these picks back because they're starting over. I'll be like, we're not starting over, dude. What are you talking about? But it just goes to show you how. It just goes to show you how other fan bases even look at us. You know what I'm saying? Well, look at the organization. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for Kareem. If he's not a superstar, who else we've had in the last 30 years other than Dominique Wilkins that has been a superstar?
Hey, Kareem is not a fan of Trae Young, Smitty. He's not a fan of Trae.
Come on, Kareem. You got
I mean, it's a lot of people that's not.
I got Dwayne P. I don't know Dwayne up in here. It's some people they not fan. But let me say it like this: they don't think Trae Young can lead you to a championship. They don't say he's not a good player. They say they don't think like he's the guy. And listen, when we was doing the watch alongs, when Murray was hitting like game winners, man, and stuff like that, like they was living it up. They was like, see, we told you. But they do put up a decent argument, right? So it ain't like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like they trolling. They'll put up a decent argument. If you stay up here long enough and read what they say, they'll put up a decent argument. Now, I'm not on the Trae Young bandwagon yet. Well, listen, it depends on what type of deal come across the table. Because I'll trade anybody. But would I trade
Right.
Trae Young now? No,
All
because
about the logo.
it point back to what a couple things that Smitty said. Now, I will say this: if it ain't for nothing, right? Trae Young has single-handedly he made the Hawks relevant.
Yeah, gotta give him
Without
that.
Trae Young help us get our first Christmas game in I don't know how long. I think I was a kid last time we played on Christmas.
Yeah, it was
I
like
mean,
late 80s.
I can't even
I ain't
remember,
gonna lie to
right?
you. I wasn't around when the last time that the Hawks had a Christmas game.
And y'all know I live in Texas, so I go when the Hawks come play the Spurs, right? And the difference that I see, like in Hawks jerseys, up in that now, granted, San Antonio is losing right now, but the last game I went to, like it was so many Trae Young jerseys in there. I was like, dang, I didn't know we had this many fans out here in Texas, right? So, and just from a straight, I think Trae Young, I think almost every year he been a top 10. He been top 10 in jersey sales. So yeah, it hasn't a lot. How can I say it? Trae Young may not has transformed his time here has not transferred to a lot of wins, right? But like I tell them in the chat, like you got to keep it funky and say we also haven't put the best talent around him to compete, and that's the main reason I don't want to trade him. Now, if we put the players around him to where this team can win games and we don't win, that's a different story. But it's hard for me to say trade when I look and I'm looking, okay, Clint Capella, we only all-star we put beside him that's not over 30 is Murray. And he got in off a player being injured, so he's not like that multi all-star type guy. And that's why at this point I wouldn't trade. Now, if they get Clingan, and word is from what I heard that Trae like Clingan, if this a move for Trae Young to help us win and it don't work, now we got to have some more conversation. You know what I'm saying? So we gave you Clingan. Word is you asked for Murray. Right. So that's two players. We got you. And
we got to go back to the coaching situation too. I mean, regardless, we got to put it in there. We got to be fair.
I mean, well, I'm not a Quinn Snyder fan.
No, I'm just talking about like the whole situation previously before Quinn even got here. So with the coachings and all that stuff like that, I'm just saying they're out there. Whether I believe it or not is a totally different topic, but I'm just saying like if it's out there.
But see, it's crazy, right? It's crazy when you look at the coaches we had since Trae been here, right? Lloyd Pierce. Right. He's never been a coach at any level of basketball, never been a head coach. Right. Not in college. He's never. So
yeah, he was a JJ Redick.
What makes you think? Why would you put a rookie head coach with your rookie point guard, and he never played in the NBA? So what are you going to teach him, right?
Nothing.
And then you get Nate McMillan.
It was just an easy move.
You get Nate point guard with Steve Nash. Now he wasn't some. I was saying you got to remember the Lloyd Pierce thing. He had played college ball with Steve Nash, and like he was definitely he was qualified. He was just young.
And you know what sucked about that, Mark? You know what sucked about that? Remember when Steve Nash talked about Trae? He said Trae don't play the game, and then the coach gonna side with Steve. You can't do that.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah. Listen, I don't care how much you think he is correct, right? You can agree with Steve Nash on the phone. Yeah, you're right, Steve. You can't agree with him in public. And guess what? If y'all didn't know this, Trae don't really get them. You ever know Trae don't get continuation like that no more.
Oh no.
Have you noticed that? He don't really get continuation. It's crazy.
No, he don't no more.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And I'm like, nobody. That was another reason why I was mad at Quinn once again for not getting on the rep, making some tape, send it to the league. Why is my superstar player not getting? And I hate to say it like this, not getting his superstar calls. even though he's legitimately fouled. He is getting fouled. Let's not play. But where's my continuation? Where my continuation at, right? Man, listen. And then Nate McMillan, listen, you could talk about Nate McMillan all you want, but you know what's so crazy? Out of all the coaches we've had in the Trae Young era, he the only one with a winning record.
He the only one winning, bro. He the only one that was winning.
Like when you look at his record, you be like, they fired the dude. Why they fired? He got a winning record. But then we look at Quinn Snyder, and he's under 500. So I mean, like, bro, we got a long
again.
Like
it's all about relationships with the front office and the coach. That's what it's all boiled down to. Hey. But Mark, what you think about Alex Sarr putting out there with his agent putting out there that he doesn't really want to come to Atlanta? What was your thought on that?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that. That must have been something that came out the past couple of days. I've been locked in, but I mean, it makes sense. Like, he doesn't really fit here. You know, I've said throughout this whole draft process, I felt like Sarr was better at the 4. Maybe he could grow into playing 5, but I feel like he was better suited at the 4 as a 19-year-old. So I can see how he's looking at the Hawks, looking at the Wizards, looking at Houston, and he's saying, okay, out of those top 3 teams, what's the team that we could go to? We can get you on the court. We can develop you. You can grow. And when you look at those 3, Washington makes the most sense. I mean, they don't really have anybody really competing with him. Well, you have Kuz playing the 4. You know, so I get it from like a business standpoint, because at the end of the day, you know, his agent's thinking about that next contract. So it's like, where can we put you to where we can get the most money? And then you look at Atlanta, man, we just got a lot going on. And I don't think it makes sense for any prospect to want to come to Atlanta, if we're being honest. Like, so again, I don't take it personal. Like, if I was Sarr and I was his camp, you know, I would be grateful to go to any team. But at the same time, if I could pick, you know, I'm gonna tell Atlanta, hey, you know, don't draft me, bro. You know, I like Eli Manning, like, don't do that. Like, don't do that.
Next best option if Sarr is passed on, who's the best option at that point?
Hey, I've been saying it, man. I've been saying Clingan. I've been saying Ron Holland. It was weird, man. I've been on the Clingan bandwagon since the beginning, and it's weird that people are starting to see this now. To me, 7'2", he has the size, and I get people that are worried about his quickness, but I mean, you just gotta go back and do some homework, man. In Connecticut, I'm talking about in the state of Connecticut, when he played high school ball, he was completely dominant, man. This man was averaging like 30 and 20. Like, if that, it was probably closer to 35 and 20. I mean, the dude's different, man. And I think
and the other team center was probably 6'5" in high school.
Hey, no, that's a great point. But the point is that he did what he was supposed to do. If you playing with babies, you're supposed to dominate, and that's what he did. And when we look at Sarr, no matter where he played at, he never really dominated. And that's why I go back to Clingan in high school, even Ron Holland in high school. Again, Clingan was the best player in Connecticut. Ron Holland was the best player in Texas when they were coming out of high school. So those are things I look at. Okay, were you the best player in your state? Like, it's the same thing with football. And then when we go back to Clingan, people forget, we see this every year. We saw with Jason Tatum, Brandon Ingram. We see these guys go to these schools where they play a system, and you have to play within that system. Mm-hmm. But once you get into the NBA, you can get into your bag. That's when you can start to see these guys truly excel. And I truly believe that Clingan is going to be that next guy that we're like, damn, you know, he was playing at UConn. We didn't understand, they were really limiting his game. Because they don't need him to do anything else besides anchor the paint. You can sit in the paint for 20 seconds for all we care and, you know, protect the rim. In Atlanta, you know, when we talked about Trae Young, this is going to be a guy that's going to be able to set good screens. That's extremely valuable for a pick and roll point guard. And we're talking about elite screens. That is something that's extremely valuable. We know that if he gets a mismatch, if he gets that 6'7" player that we want Clint to abuse in the paint, well, Clingan's going to be able to abuse that guy a little bit better than Clint and a little bit better than OO can. And again, it allows everybody to stay at their natural position. JJ can stay at the 4. Drake can come off the bench. He can play 3. You got D. You know, like to me, Clingan just is the player that you can plug in. You don't got to start him. You don't got to do nothing. Just add him to the team and keep moving. Now with Sarr and all these other players, you got to start moving people. It starts getting complicated. So, like I said, that's why it was a month ago. I've been saying Clingan. I wouldn't mind any of these prospects, honestly. But I think the biggest thing is to understand that no rookie, I don't think any rookie that we get is going to start. I don't know why people keep acting like a rookie is going to be the difference between us being the 10th seed and being the 4th seed. Like, it's going to be a lot of different moves. And again, if I'm going to start off my offseason, give me the 7-2 guy that's just won 2 national championships, and I'll go from there.
Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question. Since you're a big Clingan fan, would you take him 1 overall if you're the Hawks, or would you trade back to get Clingan? Say, let's say you trade back because we know Washington not going to take him. I don't think Houston would take him. Would you go back to the Spurs and trade back to 4 to get
Try to get those 2
1 overall?
Try to get those 2 picks, recoup those 2 picks.
Try to get something extra in there.
Yeah. I think Houston might get him at 3. I think Houston might be one of those teams that get him. But no, that's a great question. I said this before. I don't really like any of the prospects at 1. So I agree. I think the best move the Hawks can do is trade back. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but yeah, like to me that's the best option. But man, if you can't trade back,
you just take it and ride with it.
Take what you can get.
Yeah, especially if Sarr they can't. They say don't draft us. Then you look at Richard Sher, or however you say his last name. That's a guy I also wanted to love at 1. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but I truly believe if we don't draft him, I think Houston gonna get him at 3, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think we can get back to 4. And the same thing for the Spurs. Would it really make sense for the Spurs to trade up? I mean, you got pick 4 and 8. One of the guys you like is going to be there at 4.
I think they were looking for I was looking at some Spurs stuff. I think it was targeting Ricochet. I think.
Yeah, I
seen 2. I seen one targeting Ricochet, but I also saw another one targeting Sarr. And they was trying to run like a Wemby and a Sarr thing, or a Wemby or a Ricochet type deal. Now that's why I heard they was trying to move up. But like I said, I'm not an insider. That's just reports I read. So and some stuff from some of the Spurs spaces that I hung out in. So, but I mean, I think the Spurs could probably get somebody good at 4. But I wouldn't mind if we could take advantage of that, maybe pull out another pick. If we could go from 1 and went to 4, obviously you making sure the team's not taking the guy you want with if it's clean. And because I'm late to the game, but that dude, Ron Holland, I'm late to the game on him, man. I didn't know he was athletic like that, man. I didn't know
he may be a steal later on. He may be a steal in the draft.
I didn't know he was that. Like, I did know he was. I think he was number 1 when he came out of high school. The number 1 player when he came out of high school.
Yeah, he was number 1 player. Yeah.
Don't know what happened along his journey, but
not much.
Why is he slipping in?
Again, that's my biggest head scratcher. Again, I said this a month ago on one of my shows on Bleacher Report, man. I was like, I don't understand why people sleeping around Holland. Like you said, he was a number 1. He was a projected number 1 guy coming out of high school. He goes, instead of going to Texas, he went to the Ignite. and he averaged 20 points a game, like 7 rebounds, couple assists, and people are just saying he can't shoot, but he still gave you 20 on a trash team. Still gave you 20. And like you said, his athleticism, I mean, he's clearly the most explosive player in the draft. I mean, I feel like
is Holland at 1? Is Holland at 1? Would you think that'd be a reach for Ron Holland?
At 1?
Yeah, I'm gonna say
yeah.
I'm gonna say
because his offensive game is developed, but it's not NBA developed.
Yeah.
So since it's not NBA developed, yeah, I can see him. Yeah, now he could sneak into the top 5. Who knows?
And
yeah, because I said people have him going like 10th.
That's crazy.
I think first would be crazy, but again, my biggest issue is, man, again, when you look at how he played at the Ignite, let's say he comes to Atlanta. Well, he's not gonna have the ball in his hands that much. You know, we don't need him to create. You know, with the Ignite, he was doing everything for them offensively. So I think any team that gets him to the NBA, they're not gonna ask him to do what he was doing with the Ignite. So
what's his natural position, Mark?
Oh, he's definitely like a small 4 shooting guard. He's like a Jaylen Brown. You know, he can play with
small forward too.
Yeah, he's a wing, but yeah, man, people sleep on him, and it's funny. One of my favorite prospects, though, I don't know if y'all talked about him yet. Cause I've been off and off the stream. Is Rob, man, my boy Rob in Kentucky, though. He gotta be one of the coldest cats.
Ain't he like 6'1"?
Yeah, he's smaller.
Yeah, I'm saying shoot.
That boy,
you can't. But my thing is, there's no point of us looking at him though. Really?
Yeah.
We don't need a guard.
No, not for us. But I'm just saying. I know people have been saying that this class is weak, and I look at Rob. I'm like, yo, someone might be able to get them like a Tyrese Maxey, like a, you know, just one of them explosive guards that you look up. He's a starting point guard. You know,
you like him. You like him over Reed Shepherd?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Because
that man 50% from 3, explosive.
Yeah, Reed Shepherd got that. He got that damn Marley shot.
Yeah, hey, Reed's been climbing up. He's been climbing up over the past couple months, but man, Raj is different, bro. Like, because I think with Raj is just the ability to play make.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you put him with a big, he's gonna be nasty, but yeah, man. I know people been talking about this being a weaker class, and I just think it's not one of those like tier 1 type of guys. But I think it's gonna be a lot of like solid players, man.
But the thing about that, and I agree with that to a certain extent. But if a player put in the work, they can make themselves a superstar in the right situation.
Exactly.
I always look at it like that. Go ahead,
man. But I start watching a little bit on him too, man. How you say his name? Mateus, Matas.
How
you say his name? I know I messed his name up, but
it's Gonzalez or something like that. Yeah,
I was watching him do one-on-ones with Cooper with Flag. Then I watched him at G League Ignite. I was like, sheesh. It's some guys out there now. I agree with Mark. Obviously, it's not no guys that you're like, get this guy. He's changing us year 1. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm just looking at different things. I was a big Sarr guy. I'm kind of on my F Sarr campaign. Now he don't want to mess with us. So now I'm trying to look at the Richardson kid, man. And I got to keep it real, Mark. I feel y'all, man. I'm not a Clingan fan, man. And listen, if we draft him, I'm gonna support him because I want to win, right?
Of course.
But man, he remind me. It's like Mark. I feel like I'm drafting another Clint Capella. Talk to me, man. You gotta come on. Tell me something, man. Tell me something.
You got to convince him because he not buying it.
Especially at 1, man.
Clingan's gonna be cool though, man. Clingan's gonna be cool, man. I understand he's not Sarr. He's not. He doesn't even move like him, but we still need a big. That's where I've been at since this whole thing started. I just like get me a big. It can be Sarr. He can be my number one, but at the end of the day, I need a big. I need a big. I need to move some players around. I need to get bigger. I feel like we're too short.
Right.
And, you know, so we're not even too short.
Like I said,
short.
man.
I never thought we was gonna get number one pick and draft a center. I thought we were gonna get some flashy type wing. Like, yeah, man.
I mean, it's still possible.
We couldn't. We didn't get it for Ant-Man. We didn't get it for Zion. We didn't get it for Wemby. We didn't get it for none of these.
I mean, if Clingan can come in, man, and do what I don't know, man. Because then, to me, like I was telling the guys earlier, now I got a 00 situation. What I'm gonna do with 00? Does he want to be a backup to a rookie? Or do we move off of 00? And I was telling my homeboys, because Landry, if I'm correct, I don't think Landry drafted 00. I think that I'm more that like the last. That was the last Schlenk move, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So I don't think Landry.
Yeah, I don't believe Landry drafted 00.
So I don't believe.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
So I know, like, I don't know how to. If they do it like football, like Landry, to me, don't owe no loyalty to 00 because he didn't pick him. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if he really believed in 00 to be our starting big, and let me know y'all thoughts on this. If Landry really believed in 00 to be our starting big, he wouldn't be thinking getting a Clingan. So right there, the Hawks liking Clingan tells me that somebody between Quinn and the front and the front office don't really believe that 00 being our starting center puts us in the best position to win. Am I crazy?
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, you're not crazy. You know, he just got injured too, so that's something you got to consider. But I mean, either way, you're gonna need two bigs. You're gonna need multiple bigs, and I think with Clingan, I mean, if I'm looking at it, I just know that he has a role that he can play, and he can excel at, man. Like, that's just how I'm looking at it. It's all about fit, projections, and you get a guy that's gonna come in, play, you know, give you good screens, and he's gonna defend, protect the rim. That's valuable for our team, man. Like, we're not in a position to turn down defense when, you know, the opportunity presents itself. So I think that's where I'm at with Clingan, and I get the idea that he's kind of like Clint Capella, but I don't think I just think Clingan is just better. You know, coming into the league, you talking about just the production from high school. Like, that's why I said 30 points, you know, in high school. Like, he's doing, like, he's not Fugazi around the rim like Clint. Like, Clint be trying that left hand hook so much, and it's just like, bro, develop the right first. Like, good God, you know. But again, like,
and Mark, here's a great question. And Walker Kessler came on my mind when you talk about young guys that came right in and their presence was felt on the defensive end. And I feel like that's what the Hawks need if they take a Clingan or a Sarr at one. Defense is what they need right now. And that's the difference that either one of those guys can make. Do you see him being able to hold up to beat a Walker Kessler who's out of Utah?
Because Kessler's available now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's available.
He's available?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Because I thought they drafted him like 2 seasons ago. But no, I mean,
well, you know, basketball is different. Basketball, you only
draft a trade.
Yeah. After 2 years, basketball, you can
trade you quick.
Shipped right on out. Right
on out.
But no, I definitely think, you know, that's the comp a lot of people are throwing around is the Kessler comp. You know, I think that's a good comp, man. Like, just gonna be an active big and a good rim protector, man. You're not gonna, like, the Hawks aren't going to depend on the center to score. That's just not how our offense is designed. And again, I just think last thing I'll say with the Clint comparison is Clint was very key to our most successful time as Hawks fans. You know, when we traded for him, you know, he had to recover from his injury, but once he recovered, he was a big part of the reason why we made that run in the Eastern Conference Finals. So like that's kind of the formula with Trae Young, if you ask me. He needs a big, like he just needs someone that's going to be big that protects him. So even if he is Clint Capella, to me, that's not a bad thing. You know, that's not a bad thing. So.
Well, I've heard that he has some good passing. Now I got to keep it real. I have not looked at Clingan because I don't want Clingan. But
he does have some good passing upside, bro.
I'm gonna start looking at him because it look like that's what's gonna be the move. So but a lot of my friends who I'll be going back and forth with, they was like he's a good passer and whatnot.
He is.
So I mean,
he got some. I said he got some shades of Vlade Divac, bro. He's not Vlade because Vlade was very skilled as a passer, but he has like some shades with the height, possibly.
Man, listen, man. I do not want this dude, man, but I want to win. So I mean, and listen,
but you got to look at it as a need.
But
you know, just like we would, me and Mark and Chris and Berto talk about Michael Penix, it's a need.
Like I tell them, Smitty, listen, I'm just a fan. Okay. I'm just a fan. That's why I'll never claim to be no analyst. None. I'm a fan. I want to win because I'll be right, but I be wrong a lot of times too. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at them. But how do y'all see Clingan's passing? How does Quinn utilize that? Because I mean, Gobert wasn't a passer like that. From what people was telling me, that Clingan is like a good passer. Gobert, not good passer in Utah. So how do y'all see Quinn using that talent of Clingan to help us, you know, get some wins, or maybe just get some people, some players, some more open looks? That I mean, shit, Trey get tons of open looks for them boys, and they still miss them. But
I mean, Clingan can be an extension. King can be an extension of that passing game. I can see some 2-man game with Jalen and Clingan. Like, you know, possibly Clingan be able to find Jalen on the baseline path. You know, it's an easy 2 points. Maybe some guys on the perimeter. People start to crash on him when he has the ball. He has the height and the vision to be able to see out of it. Maybe make the correct pass. The more of his IQ gets better, I feel like, and the more he becomes a problem inside the paint, he can be able to pass outside, find extra guys. So that's one upside he does have. Like I said, again, 2-man game with JJ, 2-man game with Trey. It's some things you can do with him, but it's all about what Coach Quinn wants to do. I'm no coach, and I never will claim to be.
Is he one of those smart players to maybe, I don't know, maybe if a Trae Young is not on the floor, like almost use him almost like a Draymond Green, throw him the ball and he making those reads. I know. I'm just asking.
I mean, the thing about it is, you know, that could be something that could be, you know, included in the game. You know, Draymond, I won't take nothing away from him. He's pretty elite at that. So I'm not going to just act like that's just something that you can just walk out on the court and do.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, obviously grow into a role like that, like grow into something like that. He's already a good passer.
But I think he has basketball IQ. I think he's intelligent, and I believe that he can become, like, you know, a great passer. And the thing about it is, you want guys to be able to move the ball because that's what Quinn likes anyway, to move the ball. So if you have Trey out there, JJ out there, Clingan out there, hypothetically DJ out there, I mean, that's 4 guys that can at least pass the ball to some extent, you know. So you can probably keep on moving the ball around.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I mean, like Chris says, the IQ. I feel like that's just why I'm high on Clingan, man. You know what you're going to get out of him, man. He's not going to come in and be taking left-hand hooks. He's not going to come in and look for his shot. He's going to come in, set good screens, play defense. Like, that's literally, you know, exactly what we need. That's why I still like that's the role he fills. He's going to come in, set good screens, play defense, be active. That's just what the Hawks need, man. We have a ball-dominant guard. We just need role players. I mean, that's just what we need. Now, in the ideal world, I would love to get, you know, the Joker and have him, like you said, kind of facilitating the offense. But at the end of the day, man, I really feel like to create a new identity for the Atlanta Hawks, especially for Quinn Snyder, You need that Rudy Gobert, that guy that's going into the season is I'm gonna be the defensive player of the year. Like again, that's the benefit of having Clint. Clint is determined, even though he can't guard as well as he was past 2 seasons, he's still determined to play good defense. He's still determined to clean up the glass. He's still determined to get offensive rebounds. Like those are things that help you win games. And it's not that Sarr can't do that, but I see in a world, especially with his agent being the same as Luka's, where he's looking for his shot. He's looking to impact the game in different ways, which isn't bad, but the Hawks don't really need that right now. We just need someone that's going to play a role. And that's why I'm excited about Clingan, because he showed he can do that at UConn. And with him excelling at that, it helped them get he was more of a factor last season. He didn't play as much his freshman year, but still, he was part of 2 championship teams. That pedigree, that mentality, the practices, the kilometer, all that matters. And I think that's what will make him valuable, is the things that he doesn't necessarily do on film.
Yeah, and it'd be great if we could trade down and still get him and not take him at number 1. I would love that scenario at this point. If you're not going Sarr and you're going Clingan, I'll be great to get him at 4 or something like that. I would kind of feel some type of way to be like, hey, with the first pick of the NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Donovan Clingan. I'll be like, damn.
I never thought when we got the number 1 overall pick, it'd be a Clingan.
Yeah, that didn't cross my mind. Well,
it'll be a Clingan, bro.
Right. It'll be a Clingan. A Donovan Clingan.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
You're like a Zion or something. We're going to get. Hey, I hope, listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I done bashed Clingan all on Twitter, every group. But listen, if he help us win games, hey, I hope he do make me put my foot in my mouth. I mean, Trey did the same thing. I didn't want Trae Young either when we drafted him. I ain't want him. And I was dogging him the whole from Utah Summer League all the way up to that December. I was lighting him up. Then he turned that corner, started winning. And I said, hey, listen, I don't got a problem saying I was wrong. As long as we winning, I'm happy. As long as we winning. So, I mean, if Clingan can help us win, it is what it is, man. Damn, I just wanted something more flashy. I know flashy don't equal wins. I know, but
hey, it's no telling, man. We don't work out Reed Shepherd. We don't work out a couple of different players, so it's no telling where they're gonna go. Honestly, like I know I like Clingan, but hey, that has nothing to do with me. Like the Hawks might like Reed Shepherd at 1. Like,
bro, you better chill out, bro. All right, look, we getting outrageous now.
No,
we getting outrageous.
I'll tell you, the Hawks is unpredictable.
Pushing it way too far.
Clint like over there, man.
Hey,
I don't know who them boys like. Shoot, but I know
they go a guard in the top 10. Somebody finna get shipped out. I don't know who it is.
Right.
But you got Buffkin.
Let him pick another guard.
I'm gonna tell you. Since we had that 60-win season, I can tell you I haven't been the only pick that really got me excited was probably Jalen Johnson. Because I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't high on Trey when he first.
I knew Jalen Johnson was a top.
I wasn't. I like Trey
top
now,
5 pick. Yeah,
but
Jalen
in the beginning, I was like,
ACL injury. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never wanted Trae Young, ever.
Wow.
I was in every Hawks group saying, "Don't get this guy, man. Get Luka. Get Luka."
Should have.
I got a whole video on my page, man, where I just apologized to Trae Young because I was dogging him so bad. I had to make a video. I felt so bad because we was winning. I was like, let me make a video, man. But I wanted Luka. So, and then I got a video because I went live on that draft on my Facebook page. I was so angry, man. About angry I'm about to be this week when we draft Clingan 1 overall. I'm about to be angry, but I'm going to get over it as long as we win some games. You know what I'm saying? But like I told y'all, I'm more worried about June 30th. That's what I'm worried about.
No lying here. I knew about Jalen.
I followed Jalen Johnson since high school. Not just
I
at
knew
Duke.
about JJ.
Yeah,
Basketball, my first love anyway, so I know about more basketball
Foot said the
players
same
than
thing.
football.
Foot said the same thing. He said, "I've been watching that dude since he was in high school."
Yeah, he's one of the top players in the nation. And had not been for that ACL, he's a top 5 player easily.
And you know they put out that bad, bad data on him too. They put out that data that he was a quitter.
Yeah, they had a lot of bad articles on him. But shoot, even some of his coaches came out and was talking about, you know, saying like as far as like him as a player and what he could be and what he can develop into and all that stuff. So yeah, like they really hurt JJ's draft stock in a way too.
Luckily, it benefited us.
Oh, I'm loving that benefit us. Good look on that schlank.
Right. Now the last player I was excited about was actually another Dookie. It was Cam Reddish.
You knew that was going to be like that.
Pop, you know, but again,
I had high hopes for Cam Reddish. I will say that. I thought he was going to be better than DeAndre Hunter. I will say that.
Exactly. And you know, he showed flashes, but honestly, I still can't figure that out. That don't make any sense how he flopped in Atlanta like that.
You know what I think, Mark? I always said after that playoff run, I said somebody. Now I'm just speculating. Somebody got in his ear, because why would he just ask for a trade like that out the blue? We drafted him and he was injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
We helped him. We waited for him to get healthy. Then you make a run in the playoffs, and I think he only had one or two like good games. Well, one of the games was already
one game.
Yeah,
I thought he only played the last game.
He played like 2
out of the blue. And then
remember that one game he came in and stunned it, had the little, you know, hitting the threes and everything. The crowd was going crazy. I was at that game. That thing was crazy.
And then out of the blue, he just asked for a trade. I was like, somebody got in his ear and was like, "You need to go somewhere else to try to get yours."
Somebody count his pockets.
I think that's what it was. Because then he
was saying that he wanted to be like the number 1 option or something like that, or wanted to be at least the number 2 option.
He hadn't develed into that.
Somebody got in his ear, man, and told him that. It's like, hey, you need to ask for a trade and get man, I don't know, maybe get on your own team. Been down working out with family. But let me ask you this, Mark. Would you take Cam back right now? I mean, he did. I'll say a positive about him. He did play his role with the Lakers. I mean, they got.
Can I give him the vet minimum?
Yeah, as a rotation guy, I would take him back.
He ain't making a lot of money.
Why you laughing, Mark? I'm dead serious. Vet minimum. I'll think about it.
I mean, he's not making a lot of money.
I agree. I agree. Hey, with Cam, man, I'm about to do like a little documentary on Cam, man, because that's an interesting case. But yeah, I mean, I want to be opposed to it, but at the same time, I think he kind of burnt that bridge, man. Like you said, we had our most success as a team, and then he felt like, you know, he needed more of a role. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So
you don't think
Cam out here is a free agent, you don't think, and a nomad.
Being benched in New York, being a nobody in Portland, but playing with a LeBron James and seeing, especially with the Lakers, and seeing how players have to play a role so the team can reach that goal. Shout out Torian Prince over there too. Damn Hawks everywhere, right?
Right.
So you don't think he could come back here and be like, you know what? Over my trip, especially playing with LeBron, what role do y'all need me to play? Because I want to win, which could also equal more money down the line, depending on how he does. You know, you don't think maybe he learned from that, or you still think
he definitely gonna have to be a role player before he can get more money on the contract. It's just no way around that.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, right? But if I wanted to invest in another Dookie and their development, we need to get AJ Griffin in the lab. Like we need to. I mean, talking about we already got one right here on the team, so that's another interesting case. You know,
oh, that right there needs to be that thing need to be on Unsolved Mysteries.
Quinn don't like him, man. I told you that, bro. There's no way that dude should have got that many DMPs.
He didn't draft him. That's on where I'm at with it.
Bro, you don't go from the Rising Stars game. He went from Rising Stars game to DMPs in less than a year.
Right.
Then they wouldn't even send him. Now, granted, I give him the time about the personal issues, right? I give you that. But they waited till February, like March, April to send him to College Park. I'm like,
right, you just sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dog. Like he must have been late to meetings.
Bro,
I'm telling you, like because then his dad was a coach. His dad got the dang head coaching job for Milwaukee. They blackballed him. He was a number 1 seed. They fired him. So it's something going on with the Griffins that we don't know because they've been disrespected the past 365.
Yeah. Hey, pull up Cujo, please. Cause I hate that. I actually feel like it may be something to that.
We was up. Bro, we was one game. We was we was getting blown out by somebody. I can't remember.
I told y'all.
And I was doing a watch along, and I was like, "Oh, he got to get AJ some time tonight." Nope. DNP. I was like, "Bro, he don't like this dude, man." He said, "Bro, I don't know what he did." Listen, ever since that Beyonce
made the call,
dude, man. Ever since. I seen.
I'm just saying, bro. His dad got fired and he was benched, bro. I don't know. It may be something.
I was on this TikTok, man. I was on this TikTok and he was listening to the Christian music, and then I saw it. He said, "Don't go to the Beyonce concert." I was like, "Bro, what did we talk? What are you doing? Let's talk ball." Ever since then, bro, it been downhill.
And you know another thing too. Once he cut the hair, it's like he lost all his damn powers, man.
No, once you cut the braid, boy. Okay, come on, Sam. Power in your hair, baby. Power in your hair, baby.
He lost all the juice, man.
That new start don't never work. That's why I never shave my beard. That stuff never works. Man, I'm gonna cut my hair and start a new man. No, keep your hair. Stay where you at.
Right.
But man,
be yourself.
But they said Quinn. My bad. Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say real quick again. That's why if I was Alex Sarr and I was his team, I'd be looking at us like, what are they doing with their players? Like, what's going on? like Alex Sarr gonna mess around and be back in Australia next year. If he come to Atlanta, he gonna be right back in Australia. So I'm telling you, and then you want to talk about giving guys a second chance. We brought back Bruno, so it was just like out of players.
It was actually a better player than what it was before.
That tell you about our development.
Yeah. He definitely developed.
He played his best game against us. His best game of the season as a Rocket was against us, and then we bought his ass back. Like, that's crazy. Right. Like, what did we do with this guy for the 2 years we had him? Nothing,
bro.
Bill Duffy is also the agent of Amari Spellman. You guys remember him?
Oh, yeah, he couldn't stop eating.
Mm-hmm. That was another champion that we took a swing on.
From Villanova, yeah. How you a pro player and you can't control your eating? Like, that's crazy to me.
It's just funny how this Bill Duffy, man, is just surrounded with Atlanta. Just so much Atlanta history, y'all.
Bill Duffy probably, bro, you don't want to go down there.
Right. You do not want to go there.
Hey, did you hear my theory? My theory, Mark? I said Travis Slink over there in Washington, he probably telling Bill Duffy all that stuff. Hey, don't sit Sarr down there, man. I just came down there. They dysfunctional.
It's a cycle, bro. All the ghosts from our past. All the ghosts from our past affecting our present.
He like, I just came from there. The ownership, they don't know what they're doing. Don't send your client down. He probably telling them, come over here to the Wizards.
No, really though. Yeah, because Travis quit. Travis quit because he basically, I don't know if he said this, I can't remember. But I know he quit because he was like, man, y'all letting the wrestler teenager run the damn team. You know, the owner's son making trades, you know, making draft picks. So I know Travis was like, bro, I can't build no team here, man. Y'all playing.
And you know what's so crazy? Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Mark. My bad.
I mean, I was gonna say, and he went to a worse team. He went to the Wizards. So, but now go ahead.
Hey.
I was gonna say, what's so crazy is that Travis get here, tears the team down so we can start to rebuild. Mm-hmm. Why would the owner think that his son, fresh from real estate school, can build a team better than a guy you hired from a championship organization who helped build it? But you rather listen to what he should have did. And I don't have no problem. Obviously, when you billionaires, you're gonna do your thing.
I believe in my
son be the assistant and learn from Travis for a couple years, then bring him into the game. Why would I listen to my son? Hey, Dad, go get Murray.
Because DeMar, he believes in his son. That's just what it is. Cut and dry. Believe in his son. But fellas, man, we have been talking for 2 hours about the Atlanta Hawks, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I know if I'm hungry, I know the guy next to me is. So, so fellas, I mean, we definitely gonna have to pick this back up very soon, but we got to get up out of here,
Wednesday
man.
night. So we right around the corner.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going
to see DeMar throw
the draft party. By the way,
DeMar throw a tantrum.
Hey.
Y'all just tune in to We Talk Hawks TV because
I tell you see this right here. She might be ready. She might be on fire.
Oh Lord,
man, she might be getting thrown to the stake.
Depending on who let the people know where you can find you.
Hey, gang, come tap in with your boy, man. We Talk Hawks TV. We Talk Hawks Deli. Hey, we gonna chat. We got a show tonight, so make sure y'all come through, tap in, man. Salute to everybody. Okay. Salute to Chris, Smitty. I'm over here calling Smooth. Smitty, Mark. That's my first time meeting Mark. I knew I seen him on somewhere. It was Bleacher Report. I was like, damn, I seen the guy. I can't figure out where. But shout out to Mark. Thanks for having me on the platform, guys. I appreciate you. And yeah, we're gonna be live tonight, Mike. Probably around. Probably about 8:00 Atlanta time. Okay. Feel me? So contact in.
Make sure y'all tune in.
Yeah,
make sure y'all tune in.
Right. That's all I got, gang. Hopefully we don't mess with this pit.
Mark, tell them where to find you at.
Yeah, sure. I'm subscribing to We Talk Hawks now.
Hey, come on up there, man. It's an experience.
It's just like home.
Hey, trust me, I already know it. I already know, man. So definitely looking for this night show. But hey, y'all can find me at Mark Cheney. Just everywhere, man. Y'all can find me here, there. I'll be chilling, man. But I'm about to drop a Travis Hunter film breakdown. As soon as we get off of here, I'm gonna be dropping that soon. So I know we're switching gears a little bit, but Travis Hunter film breakdown on my channel should be coming out any minute. So y'all tap in, man.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Y'all know where to catch me. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Talking Hawks, Falcons, and Braves, and keeping up shit on Twitter because that's what I do, man. But Chris, go and take us out of here, man.
Hey, man. A1 Forever Sports. Show is cool and fly, too. Be generational because it's always time to be, and don't you settle for less because you can always have more with a vision. Hopefully, the Atlanta Hawks will have a better vision for us come draft night. All I can say is keep your faith, but don't hold your breath. But at the end of the day, too, man, loved this show tonight, man. Thank you for all the eyes that came off from Damon's channel, Mark's channel, both for me and Smitty's channel. And as we fellowship and talk about these Hawks, as we will continue to, and hopefully they change things around. We'll see what happens, though, guys. But for Smitty, Mark, Damon, and myself, we up out of here, man. That way.